What you see is what you get.
WFNG.
Fly nerds. You see it and say it. Yeah, you see black excellence and intelligence we now combine. Fly nerds on the verge of connecting the minds. North, south, east, west over digital lines. Catalogs of the culture inside. Seen it with our own eyes. We done been through the trends and phases. The names and the legacy, the changing faces. We can't talk shop, only dealing the truth. You tuning in to the Fly Nerd group, so let the peoples in. Yeah.
WFNG.
FNG.
Fly Nerd Radio.
Yeah, so let the people in.
WFNG. Fly Nerd Radio.
Salutations to all Fly Nerd and Nerdettes. You are now in tune to
F to the N to the G. Let's effing go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Word. This is the FNG podcast where the culture is free, 99. And we are your lovely host of Fly Nerd Group. We discuss hip hop and comic book entertainment and cultural news and everything in between. My name is Slapface Galactus, and my other co-hosts are.
Yeah, it's the multiversal warlock themselves, Sean Moon.
Is the charismatic Cybertronian superstar Optimus Prime.
There we go, rolling out.
Ceremonial
So how you guys doing, man?
Cybertronian superstar. I'm good. It's
Good, bro.
it's been a weekend.
Yes, it has.
I love
It
a
definitely
weekend.
has.
It's been a weekend. There's a lot to break down, go over.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot going on locally and just around the world in general, man. It's
Yeah.
been a very eventful weekend. We'll kick it off locally. I had the luxury of being invited to this special photo shoot that was being conducted by fellow photographer Ronnie Boykin Jr. to be exact. Awesome day in Chicago. This was that jazz photo with all the with all the musicians and shit, like all
Hmm.
outside on
Yeah.
that. And I think
Great day in Harlem.
yeah, great day in Harlem. So he recreated this this concept and invited a lot of hip hop artists out, man. A lot of underground, a lot of old school cats, a blend of everybody. Like I haven't seen people since from maybe high school, and then some
Wow.
people from college era. It was like stages of things. Even my own crew members, you know what I mean? I haven't seen my guy Pro since high school, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's wild. So a lot of cats came out, Sam, Ty, myself, Pugs, KRI Zen, and PK, Blue Collar Rock Stars. They
Sure.
came out. Nizam came out. Rhyme Fest, Alderman Prime, shit, Ange 13, Annihilation, Shadow Master, the whole crew, they all came out. It was a big thing. I could go on and on about the people who came out, but a lot of people showed up, and I was definitely shocked by it. And picture came out well. You know what I mean? He took the shot. I have a thing though. I'm just gonna say this on here for
Mhm.
photographers and stuff. When you are working on projects like that, and is a moment, is history. Savor the moment. Don't be so fast to post it online and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I saw. It's like I kind of felt like I would have wanted to see that in a different form. And since I'm friends
And
with
that's
him
what I'm saying. Now the
on social media,
respectable,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it took away and this is no knock on Ronnie, not at all. Like I'm not hating, like so please no one misinterprets it. I'm not knocking him.
Right. Yeah. This is
But
no disrespect, but I'm just
you know,
saying this from a creative photographer. I published a book before. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
I
know
did.
the value of certain. Even I be questionable because I post stuff too. I post the stuff I did with Common and De La. I'll get into that in the next conversation. But I be leery. I be like, man, I don't know if I want to post the goodies out. You know what I mean? Like it's really it depends on what you're doing with your work. Do you want to make it um like you said, you want to present it a different way. So you
I
probably wanted a book or
well I the way
frame something.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that where you all shot it at would have been the perfect place to have a little gallery after he did his touch ups and
Mm-hmm.
and then like post
Mm-hmm.
him up there because I know it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
end up in there anyway. So
Exactly right.
why not make it a whole gallery night? That way you can even get probably those same people, if not more, out, take another picture, and then you have like another great
Another
day
to a
in
that add
Chicago.
to it. There you go.
And just you
Yes.
and you just and
And
you just
yep.
add in and you just add
Yep.
into it before you know it, you got a whole series called Great Days in Chicago. Because why does it have to
Yeah,
be just
now it's
one
a
day?
series, it's a collection, and now you got something that you can make feasible and tangible that so a collector may want to purchase and have for this because we're all in this in real time. You know what I
Right.
mean? All of this is going to matter years down the line, and us as photographers and photojournalists, really, you know, we have a responsibility, but we can't put that out like that. You know what I mean? We just can't give it all out to the public like that because then you're just working for free. And then your value is going to come a little bit later down the line. You're going to have to work harder
Mhm.
for it. So I totally agree with Sean. And he can still do it. You know,
He can
it's
still
just
do it. It's not. Yeah.
Fly
It just.
Nerd tips, man. Holla at the Fly Nerd group. We'll work it out. You know what I mean? But you know, do a gallery, do something, you know, frame it, you know, do some tangible stuff because you know this is history. No one else is doing that. You know what I mean? The
Right.
same, you
And
know,
it's not.
we
It's
shooters out here.
and it's not that we saying he wasn't gonna do that anyway. But I just felt
Right.
like I was on the. I saw the post, so I was like, okay, now I've seen the post. My excitement level to see this picture is gone.
Yeah.
I've
Because
seen
now
it.
you've seen it. Yeah. Now
I've seen it, and
yeah.
that doesn't mean I won't show support later. But knowing that this picture took place, I was anxious. I wanted to see it. I'm like, ooh, I wonder when is this gonna debut. And then it was like a post. Like I was just scrolling. I was in the backyard with the dog, just like going through the phone, like do do do. Oh,
Oh, here
okay.
it is. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And that's it.
Right. I was like,
I'm like, oh man, because I think about I was there all day now. I was shooting myself, but I was in the crowd. You know what I mean? I was with the peoples and stuff like that. So I got a whole different set. I mean, I have that, but as a photographer, I would never post that without, you know what I mean? It's like me going to your shoot or something, Chauncey, and
Mhm.
I'm shooting the same thing that you're shooting your subject, and I go out and put out the pictures first. Like I'll never do that. That's so disrespectful.
oh yeah, that's
I'll put out something behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like I do that,
Right.
but I
The
won't put out
BTS.
the actual
Yeah.
work that you're working on. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So nah man, how you feel about that, Chauncey, since you are a fellow photographer?
I kind of agree with you on that for the most part, everything, because from what this kind of, comes off as, it's similar to kind of like what um the late great, one of my late great heroes, um, excuse me for a minute, one of my late great favorite photographers did the same thing in the Harlem joint where he had all the hip hop artists or what have you.
oh
Just
yeah, when they redid that in the New York
exactly.
version of it. Yeah, I
You
remember
Yeah,
had
that.
that
like,
is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who's who of hip hop in there. And it's like you said, it's a whole tangible thing where you want to just embrace the moment. You want to embrace the energy while you got it there and you just let it marinate afterwards. Don't be
Right.
so thirsty to be so like, hey, look what I just did, or
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just posted up, that type of thing. Cause it's like,
Yeah, I'm not knocking no achievements and I'm not
right,
knocking
right, exactly.
anything, you know, being
No, I get that
disrespectful at
too.
it at all. But you're
Right,
right. There's because there's excitement. You're
right.
excited that you finished it and you got this big
Hmm.
thing accomplished. But it's just about presentation. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's all I'm talking about.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
think,
and
sorry to cut you off, but yeah, finish your train of thought. I'm so sorry.
no, no, you good. But no, I was just saying that also we kind of in this phase and in this social media culture where everything has got to just instantly get posted up right away and just put in the face of everybody. It's like, let chill, let it marinate. Because every other time I've done something, I take time to, do my editing and things like that. And right after I do my editing and such, then I get my post on. And before, I even do get my post on, I hit on my clientele, whoever it is, model or event planner, etc. Let them show their stuff first.
Mhm.
And then if they love it, which majority of the time they have loved it, then I post up my rendition of what I've done.
Mm,
So
right. And
you know,
then that's usually how it works, man. You
right,
usually gotta go through that process when it comes to photography, especially if you're working with other people and
right,
have clients and things of that nature. So you always call around, get permission or get permission beforehand when it comes down to that because you
exactly,
just don't want to post nothing too soon. Because I did have a client, I was posting pictures like, look what I did. And he hit me up like, hey, yo, man, I'm using that for something special. You know what I mean? Cool out with the
exactly,
posting
right.
and you gotta pay attention to that and respect that. So yeah, don't be too soon, and but don't. I mean, I say you could be late as you want. It's your narrative. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yep.
So it's not even late. It's just your time. So take your time with your shots. Take your time with your work and due diligence. You know what I mean? So
Well,
moving on. No,
well,
what?
no, I was just gonna say one more thing. Well, in any and all creativity, you should take your time. Whether it's the stuff we're doing with photography tip, whether it's stuff you doing, what you all doing your rhymes and such. Even though y'all are some killers with the freestyle, even when it comes to the stuff that we love watching, Marvel, DC, etc. Let people cook. Let them do what they do to make the magic happen.
All right, I'm going to see that you're going to be on this thing for the rest of the show, and I see where you're going with that.
Gotta,
I see where
gotta
you're
let it
going with that.
marinate.
You think you're a little
That's the
slick.
late great
You
John
fly.
Witherspoon
You
said.
catching
Let it
on to the
marinate.
fly nerd. You
Got a
catching on
little
to the fly
marinate,
nerd methods. I got you. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
You setting the tone. All right, my dude. So yeah, man, you gotta
Well,
definitely
that happened.
just you gotta be prepared, man. So since we on the photography talk, I
Yes, sir.
did go to the Common concert that was the 20th anniversary at Millennium Park. Big celebration, dude. It was a party. Well, before then I had went to Pitchfork to catch up with some of the comrades who was in town, De La and Pharaoh Monch and Talib Kweli. And they all tore down Pitchfork. They tore that shit down. But me, I'm not really a Pitchfork fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool, but festivals are the same to me, man. And the crowd is not. I don't feel like it'd be a genuine crowd sometimes. It just be
Right,
people there that was for this particular artist. They like this artist, but you go there for certain reasons and shit like
right,
that. So but the Common Show was something different. You know what I mean? This was a straight up like party and soulful. You know who's in the crowd, man. You know the brothers and the
right,
beautiful sisters in summer dresses and shit. Summer dress season,
right,
man.
right,
So you seen all the brothers out. So yeah, man, that was dope. Common came out with the orchestra. He had his DJ dummy on the ones and twos
okay,
as well. So they was blending in music. They'll play over some records if they had to, or they just go strong orchestra, which was dope. Common came out, no holds bars. He's playing all his hits. What I mean, from I Used to Love Her on down to the new shit with Pete. You know what I
right,
mean? And it's a blend. He just didn't do segments and stuff. It'll be like Testify, then might go to I Used to Love Her and, you know, um, Nang Champa or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like he was just going in. And it was dope. It was a very good vibe. Chicago definitely had came out, man. I mean, there was the line. If y'all familiar where Union Park is at,
Oh yeah.
the line was going to motherfucking Art Institute and shit like that. Like it had stopped moving because the park met capacity. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
park met capacity. That's nuts. So nah, that was dope. A lot of people was out there. Corey was out there. He was out
Yes, he
there with some
was.
biddies. Where he at, man? I got
Lovely
questions for
neighborhood,
him,
Corey
man.
Green. Where you at, man?
Yeah, we need Corey Green, man. When he come in here, I got another hot questions to ask about the little videos he was posting in the concert because he was around some honey dips in Gotham. So just seeing that vibe of everybody out having a good time from from Corey to the Chicago mayor. You know what I mean? He
Oh
was out there. Like I said, they chilling in the cut. Talib and Mace DJ Maceo and Pharaoh Monch and shit and Zoe. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of them coming out, and paying the respects of the city letting people know, and just chilling and vibing with the city, man. It's a lovely thing. Pete Rock was there. Actually, I
That's
had,
dope.
Man.
yeah, I had bumped into him in the crowd and shit, and
Okay.
I'm a photographer, so these guys been here before. If you
Right.
hip hop and you've been here before, you seen me somewhere. Like we met,
Right.
we crossed paths somewhere. So Pete recognized me, gave me a pound and stuff, and I'm looking at Common perform these new records produced by Pete Rock,
Mhm.
sitting next to Pete Rock. You know what I mean? Like that's some dope shit. You know what I mean? That's some dope shit. So yeah, we chopped it up with him, chopped it up with a lot of the cats backstage. It was really a dope experience as well. And just meeting up with the comrades, you know what I'm saying? Building things for the future and just enjoying hip hop, man. We all in celebration. Common did a dope set. He did bring out Pasta Noose. He did a set, a little couple songs with Maceo. Good to see them. And then Talib Kweli, he came out, did a few songs. He was just performing everywhere. He was just kicking it. He was just like, I'm kicking it, do a couple raps, get a little check, I'm straight. So he would do his thing. Pharaoh didn't perform at the Common Show. I don't think he could do Simon Says with the crowd, which is fair. But he was there and he showed his support and was much love, um, and everything above when it came to Common. So if you haven't checked out the Auditorium Volume 1, Common and Pete Rock, check that out. Pharaoh will have some new music coming soon. Along with everybody, really. De La should have some new music and Talib. So look out for these artists, man, because these artists
Yes,
are dropping
sir.
albums like it's ain't shit no more.
Dropping them nice.
Yeah, man.
Boy,
All right. So yeah, so speaking of music and checking out new albums and stuff like that, there's a lot of new stuff that's out. Rakim dropped the album. I haven't heard it yet. I heard some mixed
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah. I gave it the old college try. I really
oh,
did.
oh
I
no.
I still can't get past the third track. And when you look at the guest stars that's on there, some of them fit. So I'm like, okay, this guest appearance makes sense. Other of them don't fit, and I just couldn't figure out what he was doing. But the
Mm.
beats just didn't grab me. Nothing about it grabbed me, to be honest with you.
Well, this is supposed to be his producer album. So pretty much if you're thinking like he's going to go full swing with the bars and have these, his solo setup really, nah, it's a producer album. So I guess he's testing his producer's chops and
I mean,
making a
which is
little project.
nothing wrong with changing lanes, nothing wrong with trying on new hats. I I just sometimes wish people would maybe make sure the hat look good before they wear
Just
it.
throw it on,
Yeah,
looking
but they
like
just throw it on.
Cam Newton and shit.
Right.
Cam
It's
Newton
like
hat.
there's style and then there's this.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So I mean, what it sounded like is it like horrible production or it sound dated
it's
or
just
what is it?
it's boring.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
boring.
it's boring.
Yeah, it's 100%. There's like no, he doesn't challenge or change the bars or do anything. Is rock him. What you hear is what you get, and it's not even that the bars are bad because there I have no inherent problem with the bars. It's just the
Mhm.
album itself is kind of boring.
Oh damn.
Mm, okay.
That's kind of heartbreaking, man, because that's like one of the OG greats right there.
But I've
Yeah, but
always
we talked about it on the other show too. He is a great. I don't take nothing away from Rakim. You know what I mean, but I feel like he just been on the sideline for years, man, and never like evolved as an
Right.
yeah.
artist. You
Right.
know, some old school artists switched up their styles by now. You like, LL Cool J, for example. You know what I mean? He's coming with a fresh new take on rap because he had to reconstruct his pen. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of it's a lot of cats that's still spitting out here. Master Ace, you know what I mean? So I just go down the line of cats who still spitters out here. Big Daddy still spitting, you know what I
Oh
mean? King's, and Coogee. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Actually, Coogiee's supposed to be working on something new, matter
Oh,
of
word.
fact. So yeah, it's a lot of cats working out here, but they all evolved and got with modern times, even from a
True.
Busta Rhymes to, you know
True
what I
that.
mean? Anyone who rhymed from the 80s and early 90s who's rapping today has some switch up somewhere. So
Yeah.
I never seen that with Rakim. So I never,
Yeah, you never got the feeling that he progressed his style past what it was. Like he got in his lane and he stayed in his lane, which once again I'm not saying that his lane is bad, just saying that there's definitely no progression and there's like no freshness to it. Doesn't sound fresh.
Oh, I,
It just sounds like oh Rakim rapping and that's cool. It's like it's not bad. Like his bars not bad. So that like I
right.
don't even want to say that I'm like dissing his bars. I just found that the album itself lacked that thing, and it just I was like, what's the appeal here?
Mm.
right.
But now, but you know what? I wasn't looking at it from from him as a producer side, producing for these other artists and him doing bars as an aside. Now that will open the floor up more because then I won't be listening for him to like really hook me. Like, oh, I'm really supposed to be listening to your beats now. So now I pay attention to this and how these other rappers get on your beats. But still, that's not what I want from a Rakim album.
Right.
It's not
Even in
what, yeah, it's not
that.
what you're looking for. It's not the
Yeah.
reverse effect. Like you would
Yeah.
expect him to have a thorough production. I'm just really about to hear what you about to say right now. But
Right. I would
um,
say that he accomplished that when he made the 17th letter because
okay.
even though that album wasn't as hot as people said it was, it sounded more in tone. I was like, "Oh, look, he's rapping again and it sound cool." He sounded triumphant on the
Mm.
17th letter. He did. He sounded triumphant even if it was unwarranted. He sounded triumphant.
Mm,
With this
right.
it sound more like I'm fresh, respect me cuz I'm fresh and respect all this because I'm me.
Okay.
And it just kind of came off that way to me. And
It's the
but once
attitude era, man. We ain't rolling that shit no more,
right.
man.
Right.
you
We
know,
ain't rolling that shit. I don't
cause
care who you are, man.
cause I wasn't even all that moved by that song he did with Corrupt and Master Killer.
It
To
was
be honest,
decent. Yeah,
it was
it
deep,
was
like
Oh,
exactly deep,
decent.
like
right.
it's a mid.
But I was waiting for the escalation from that. You know what I
There
mean?
is
So
that's about it. That's the baseline right there.
Yeah.
That's like it really it. I would say that's one of the better songs of the 4 or 5 that I heard so far.
oh
Mm.
shit. Okay.
So it's like once again that's not a terrible song, but it's like you wanted more and you just don't get it.
Mm,
Right.
word. All right. Well, at your own risk. That's not Fly Nerd certified, but it's Fly Nerd mentionable. Um,
Huh?
another mention we have is he a Fly Nerd too, man. You know, Donald Glover. He a
It's
fucking
all
Fly
right.
The
Nerd,
child
man.
the childish Gambino.
Yeah, the
Third
childish
Childish
Gambino.
Gambino himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
definitely Fly
res-
Nerd.
I respect him for reasons that people normally don't because I respect him for being uniquely himself in
Exactly.
in a world both from the black side and from the other racial side that
Hmm.
wanted him to be this. He didn't go with either side. He chose
Right.
his own lane, and I
Mm,
respect that.
I
Exactly.
agree.
I respect that. Like whether you like his music or like his acting or dislike his music, dislike his acting, he definitely made a lane for himself.
Yeah.
I agree.
And yeah, I got to piggyback off that too, because it's like when he came up with songs like Freaks and Geeks or what have you, he is like, he basically seemed like he was catering to nerd culture. But then when he started evolving with his music, say for stuff like This Is America, yeah, he got social political with that or whatever. But at the same time, he was kind of like, in a way, poking fun at both sides on the social political spectrum.
I mean,
Like,
even his name, Childish
yeah,
Gambino, it was
yeah,
to poke fun at all the rappers pretending to be mobsters.
right, and
That's the whole point of his name. Was
right,
like I'm poking fun at all of this, and he did. He poked fun at all of that stuff.
Hmm.
And he hid messages and sound and songs that sound like trap songs.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and
yeah,
that's the one thing that's kind of tripped out too with these last couple of albums he came up with. One he came out with a couple months back called Tibia, and that had like a very kind of 80s electronic rap vibe to it, almost
yeah,
mixed with the stuff that you would hear like from something like say The Weeknd, but of
yeah.
course like
It felt like
some
electro hop.
right,
Felt
and
like
then
that British UK like rap slash something else. Like it was something. It was like it was kind of like you said, like that 80s had the veneer of the 80s and real like
yeah,
techno sounding, but he was MCing all through it.
right, and then like even before what we had with like Redbone and that whole album set, he tapped into the whole funk energy or what have you, a lot of soulful 70s type stuff that came through that. And that's what I found hella interesting is that he can tap into like not so much just different genres, but just also different time periods, it seems like, and just make it sound hella unique and just, slap for the most part.
So I got a question. When did he start like doing different stuff than rhyming? Like
I
Years
want to
ago.
want
just
to
a
say
generic
around the time of Redbone.
Redbone. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
Yeah.
thought. Okay. All right. So
yeah,
nah. Yeah.
Cause
I mean, I ain't never. That's one. See, that's why he's a fly nerd, man. Because I didn't take his music seriously. You know what I
right.
mean? It was kind of like the Drake effect for me. Like if you come
Mhm.
out as an actor first and then you start rhyming, it's like, all right, you got bars, you know how to spit, and you could be a true, MC or whatever. But
Right.
I kind of like separate that when it
Yeah.
comes to like the actor and stuff. So like, I love Atlanta, um, community and stuff like that. He was on, I enjoyed and shit. But I really didn't get into the music until like Redbone and all that stuff started to
Yeah.
drop. It's
yeah.
like, oh,
That
well,
makes
he
sense.
making music. All right. So what is it? Is he singing? Like, how he got time to do all this shit, man? Like, what the
It's
fuck?
wild. Because on this newest joint, this latest joint he's got out called Bando Stone and the New World. This is his latest album, which is kind of like also a soundtrack to this upcoming movie he has. I don't know
Okay.
if he's going to drop on Amazon or streaming or anything like that. But
Okay.
basically, it's kind of a hybrid of the last couple of albums. And is the ironic part is that you mentioned Drake. He does do a mix of rapping and singing on this, but also he kind of low key pokes fun at Drake too in a couple of joints.
Everybody pokes fun at
Really?
Drake.
Right. So, Drake ain't the only one.
Everybody,
Drake
everybody
ain't
pokes
the
fun at
only
Drake.
one. And he even poke
That's
fun at like,
hilarious.
podcasters and stuff like that. It's kind of wild with some of these songs, but
Mm,
it's hella cool because basically from what I seen on the trailer of this Bando Stone, it's kind of like his take on like, your post-apocalyptic type stuff that happens and like stuff like not so much Walking Dead, but kind of like in the vein of what's the sitcom where my man's Will Forte and like Why the Last
Last man on earth.
yeah, like Last Man on Earth or Why the Last Man, something like that. That kind of post-apocalyptic type deal. And
okay.
it's like him as a pop singer who comes across this lady and this young girl, and they're like trying to survive in this new rendition of Earth together. Like, there's stuff where, they're trying to learn survival tactics and stuff during the day, but then when it get dark and at night and such, next thing they gotta deal with, strange unseen beings or whatever. We don't know if they're human, not human, and there's craziness to it. So it's like if you like stuff like Swarm or Atlanta, you will probably dig something like this based
Is
on
this music or this? What you?
well, it's a combination.
It's
Well,
it's a concept album.
right,
It's a
because
concept album.
like I
Okay.
said, it's kind of like a soundtrack to what this upcoming movie piece he's got going on.
Okay. Okay.
But like in terms of actual songs in general, it's a nice good mix of like music well, not music per se, but just singing and rapping.
Mm.
And a couple of tracks, majority of tracks are pretty decent from what I've heard. I'd say a couple ones that stand out the most to me are like maybe the first three or four. You got one called Lithonia that was pretty good, and there's it's another one called In the Night with Georgia Smith, who, if you listen to the Black Panther soundtrack, she does some singing off that. Some of the hooks, some of the songs. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a pretty good joint from what I've heard. And if you like his music like that, if you like something different, this is something to check out.
Word. So is that's Fly Nerd certified
Yes, sir.
Prime?
Yes,
Word
sir.
up. Word up. So we got one. We got one. So now check that out. I'm gonna get more into it because like I think that whole Redbone and This Is America, that
Yeah.
that phase that really opened the door. Well,
Mhm.
opened my ears about him, and I took him a little
Yeah.
bit more serious. Like, all right, he's making music now. You know what I mean? So I've seen some of the videos too, and it's very conceptual. You know what
Yeah.
I mean, and very different. That's why I say, like, damn man, how you get time? You was just Mr. and Mrs. Smith and shit, and now you doing this and
Right. And
other
doing
things. You
like
got these movies
arms.
coming out.
he got movies
Right.
and he got kids and
Yeah, he
Right.
got a
Right.
lot.
yeah,
Right.
he got a lot. But you know what if you think about it, he took what Andre 3000 did on The Love Below
Mhm.
and took
And
it to what we wanted Andre 3000 to do.
God damn it, man.
Think about it. Think about The Love Below, and then think about and think about Childish Gambino from Redbone forward.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
so
yeah.
from Redbone forward, he took that prototype, for lack of a better or no pun intended. He took that prototype that Andre put there and took it to what feels like its natural progression is what we wanted
Right.
Andre to do, but Donald Glover did it instead, and he did it when everybody was looking, but nobody was looking. If you
Right.
because he is wildly popular, but yet also under the radar at the same time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
Like
and
he
that's yeah, that's true.
he is a house like people know him. He has enough popularity to be a celebrity, like to
Yeah.
have to like cover his like to have to pop his collar in Walgreens. Like, oh, I hope they don't see me. Um, but he is unpopular enough to sometimes walk down the street in a big crowd and nobody know him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Depending where you at,
depending
he
on where
could
you at.
walk. Yeah, he could walk. He can't walk, but nevertheless, yeah, I agree. He did expand his that creative mark. Where yeah, I wish like that was an Andre 3000 instead, but you gotta get with it come with the territory. So it's cool. And with that being said, I am going to check it out because I do see that growth, and that's all it was is about is growth. And he's definitely going with it, and even doing more with it because he like this new album, this Bando album. There's nothing conventional on there. You know what I mean? It's just not
Right.
normal music songs or the random 16 4 hook type ordeal. No, it's
Right.
music. Got bridges and all types of shit in here. So no, respect the architect. And yeah, I'll check more into the Childish Gambino. Mr.
For
Gambino.
for
Yes,
So
sir.
sure.
so big weekend, man, so much going on. There was a convention going on the other side of America called the SDCC, the San Diego Comic Con. Um, I was telling the fellas that yeah, we coming, man. We coming. The Fly Nerd Group gonna definitely have to invade this particular Comic Con because from what I seen a lot of YouTubers there. I seen a lot of toy photographers there. I seen a lot of Kwame was there, you know what I mean? A couple other celebrities, I think. Well, tons of celebrities, because of
Oh yeah.
course part of this whole
I'm
fiasco of announcements and movie talk and stuff that we're gonna get into later. So everyone is pretty much out there. It's the place to be. And if FNG ain't in the place to be, then how is the culture free? You know? So we got we got to show our face. So 2025 and down, we're gonna aim to go to the SDCC and report to some of this stuff live and get our own real personal in-depth view about things. So, but meanwhile, before then, let's get into some of the announcements that was cooking up. Some of your favorite things that was cooking up from this SDC announcement. So go ahead, Chance. You could kick it off with the first one the one that you feel like is worth mentioning.
So on the SDCC side of things, for your toy lovers out there, we got some Transformers ish popping off. One joint that I've been graciously, patiently waiting on is finally coming to fruition.
And what is that?
Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime.
Ooh.
Look nice. It looks sexy. It even got the little, graphic type, accessories to go with him when he jumped into action, in that gracious song of the "You Got the Touch" while he capping all the Decepticons and then some, and he throwing down. Yes, I'm waiting for it.
Well, look who just joined in on the appropriate time to talk.
Ahoy, hoy. What's happening, y'all? On a very great weekend I had this weekend, a very epic weekend, I think, for all of us.
He's excited.
I'm so
You're very excited. You are charged up, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Charged up.
You are Tasmanian devil charged up, man. What's up, man?
It's in my room.
All right, what's up, Green? How you doing?
Chilling, man. Just really literally got back into town about, say, a few hours ago. But yeah.
Welcome back, man. I'm glad you made it back safely, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So we was just catching up on this SDCC. You came in on the right time, man. We're gonna get back into your common concert experience. We'll probably do that a little bit later. But right now we get into the SDCC talk, and Chauncey was just going in about Optimus Prime 86. Now, when I seen it, you know me, I'm spoiled, man. I got this yellow park model and everything, and I'm like, man, I got my Optimus Prime. I'm cool, man. But more and more I look at it, more and more I see it is starting to ring a bell because I was considering the scale, but the scale is proper. Hey, look, Ultra Magnus is the best thing that they made in a long time. And if it's not going to be in the quality of that, then I would be questionable. I still don't like the backpack of it. But it transforms. It comes with the caboose, the car. It comes with roller. You could it could store Autobots, car vehicles in there. You could set up the base for a couple other things. The gun and all that stuff, that shit don't be moving me, but it's effects. I got effects already. But
that's why I was really telling y'all, hey man, this is they doing the do. That's my only gripe is the backpack, but I can get over that. Everything else is hitting.
And I still don't like the plastic and shit. I'm still like my Yellow Park model diecast better.
And that's fine. I mean, that's
but
fair.
I still, for a transformable Optimus Prime 86, it is reminiscent from the movie, animated movie. And yeah, I mean, it's Optimus Prime. If you haven't had a full Optimus Prime, this is your chance to get it. So why miss out on that chance?
And this is why I was saying, it's like, A, if you don't have a Prime, this is a good Prime to get.
Mm-hmm.
Two, if you're a stickler for animation accuracy, that's where it's at. I have Earthrise Prime. Earthrise Prime is still pretty damn good. Although it does not have roller, does not have any effects. The gun is slightly different than the original, the gun from the animated movie and the TV show. But that don't bother me. I didn't care about that. The figures are actually really good. This is even somewhat better. I really don't have any complaints beyond the backpack, and that's a nitpick. For me, it's a buy, but I want people to get a bang for their buck. I don't push nothing I don't think is good or get you bang for your buck. I feel like what they offer you in the price, you get a lot of bang for your buck.
At first I didn't agree with the pricing because the Ultra Magnus was way cheaper. And it was cheap.
But I'm counting all the accessories they give you. Like I get you. Like I feel you on that one, but they also all the accessories that they give you plus roller. So because is he like retail like $90?
Shit don't be moving me. But I see you. I see you. And the reason I'm getting it because it's going to be flipped and triple the price. So I can't miss out on this. So if I don't get it, it's going to be $300 to $400, just
Yep.
like the masterpiece Optimus
Grimlock.
Prime and the Grimlock and shit.
Funny.
Serpentor, I even heard is like $200 off the off
It's
the
funny you mentioned
retail.
Dinobots. Real funny you mentioned Dinobots. Real funny. It's going to be hilarious if you mentioned Dinobots just now because this dropped for me today.
Oh, you got your
Yes, I will talk about this at a later time. Yes, got my
Alright.
spin.
Mine's
Yeah,
coming
that's
Wednesday,
your
so I'm
gift.
good.
That's your gift of the week. All right, your gift of the week. Fly Nerd Toy of the week.
But yeah, if you reserve Earthrise, if you reserve Earthrise Kingdom Optimus, that's still a good one. I'm just like, hey y'all, pick your poison. If you don't have one, if you want something movie accurate, that's the way to go. Or if you just call Earthrise, get that. I think both are good buys. I just kind of believe you get a lot of bang for your buck with the studio series. That's just my
I fuck with it. I'll see what's going on. You know what I mean? We'll see what's
right.
going on.
Guys, if you don't get it now, people will buy a bunch of them, then buy 6 months later, $300 on eBay and up. So
Yeah, man. So just go ahead and just chop it up, get Optimus Prime, and just it is what it is. And yeah, just go with the flow. It is what it is. I was tripping, but I'm still tripping. But I bet you once I get it in hand, I'm going to have a different, like I usually am. Oh, this is amazing. So as soon as I get it, so I
quick
just give
side
it a
note,
shot.
Hasbro did announce upcoming figures and coming down later this year and next year, like Cosmos be redistributed. So no one who did not get Cosmos and I want to pay $800 for a Cosmos, they're going to re-release that figure and a bunch of other figures people were not able to get, like Ramjet and Cosmos and a few others that did get announced at Comic-Con. So
Ramjet.
Huh?
I was really looking for Ramjet.
No,
Ramjet.
No, real talk. He was part of the Amazon 2-pack, and from way back, I think in 2020 or 2019, and then the price got jacked up. It was Amazon exclusive, and that sale went for like $400 at one point. He was the last Conehead sinker that you could get. That was part of all the Coneheads they came out with. Now he's coming out by himself. He's the last one you can get that's not with a jacked up price.
Okay. So they made some more announcements along with that. Transformers.
And the comic won an Eisner.
Who?
The comic book won an Eisner Award.
Oh, really? The comic book, the new one?
Yes, Skybound. Yes. Shout out to Skybound. Yep.
Congrats. That story is working. So we may see that somewhere else in different mediums.
It's a good time to be a Transformers fan, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. So all right. So Transformer news. Marvel also drops a lot of stuff as well.
Really quick, you talk about Transformers 1.
Can you let me conduct the show, sir?
I just asked. Just want to keep on.
Okay. So no, we haven't got to that yet, but I did put that on another notion. So yeah, we're talking about figures right now. Hasbro dropping the Sentinels. I've seen the Sentinels. If you're familiar with the X-Men video game, the Sentinels that come out, you know what I mean? They go on boulders and shit. They are 7 inches.
Okay.
7 inches. And so they will work in scale. I'm definitely want an army build with those and get those. There was also some other things. Deadpool Wolverine figures is coming out from all levels, from Hot Toys, Mezco, Hasbro, everyone putting out
That's
some
gonna be
Deadpools and
nonstop for a
Wolverine.
while.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
And all of them. Hasbro Marvel figures they announced? Any new? I think I missed some of the besides the Sentinels. Any new Marvel figures they announced? Besides that,
that's what I'm announcing right now.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Gonna put you in the corner, man.
He's had his caffeine, you could tell, because Corey is super energized. I've never
Jesus
seen
Christ, where are we at? You want to?
Never seen him this hyped up before. I like the energy.
Calm down. I just said Deadpool, Wolverine figures are coming out from all brands: Hasbro, Mezco, Hot Toys. Okay, I know you just be in Transformers and Hasbro
No,
world, but there's other figure companies out there in the world.
I don't
So
understand. I thought
I
there were
am
more.
trying to give them a shout out as well, because
Right,
it's not all about just Hasbro and Marvel and Transformers. So yes, those are coming out. Actually, there's a few other things that's shit. There's a new Wong that's coming out. Comic book Wong is coming out.
Nice.
A Doctor Strange set is coming out, and
Always welcome that.
yeah, a few other things is coming out on the Marvel Legends side. I know Mezco is dropping a lot of shit. They mentioned, well, for one, they doing the Sin City. I think that they're gonna
Merv.
start doing, yeah, Merv. They're gonna do
Merv.
Merv,
hmm
and I saw them put out the mask, the comic book version of the mask. So
I
you're
only
going.
I only saw the write up for it. You saw the figure, like the
I saw the
like when.
figure. I
Oh
saw the
wow! See,
figure, and he was holding all the guns and shit. And
yeah,
it's going.
yeah, I only saw it was mentioned in like a review of the SDC, so I knew it was coming, but I have not seen the figure yet.
Well, I follow the pages and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
the
yeah,
toy side, so they just
yeah.
put up the picture. Here it is. So yeah, and that's what I mean. It'd be just so much announcements. It's just so hard to like put everything together because it'd be all this shit coming out. So yeah, Mesco's got some stuff. Jada Toys, they finally put out the whole Street Fighter 2 line. So all toys are created and ready to go. They said they worked on the articulation on the newer models and stuff like that. So there's new things to look out for, better articulated figures from Akuma down to T-Hawk. Like they got all of them down now. So it's just a matter of time when they're going to start dropping them. Cammy and Gal is up next. If you haven't got the M. Bison Dasim, which I have made open box reviews for under the Fly Nerd brand. So
I
check
saw the
that
Mega
out.
Man stuff.
The what?
The stuff that they got from Mega Man.
Yeah, and that's another line. They got a whole Mega Man line, and they got more to come with that too. And they just killing it.
There's a lot you could do with Mega Man though. Like to
Mm.
be honest, like I'm surprised that the market isn't flooded more with Mega Man stuff, because I was always surprised when I had the shop and I was going through the solicitations. I'm like there would be like a small section of Mega Man figures. They were always dope, always
Right.
well made. But I was just like, man, it's such a huge line. Why isn't so? I'm happy to hear that maybe that's turned around. They're gonna make a lot more of them.
I think they got this Capcom deal and they're gonna go hard with it. I think it's
Okay.
gonna be more Street Fighters to come because there's only a other company. What's the other company that do a Storm? What is it? Storm. Yeah, Storm Collectibles. They do Street Fighters, but they're bigger scales. You know what I
Did
mean?
they show something new at Comic-Con, Storm Collectibles?
Storm Collectibles got some heat too. Yeah, they got more Street Fighter stuff coming. They got some Fist of the North Star stuff coming out. And of course, some Mortal Kombat stuff coming out too.
You're already dead.
Yeah, you're already dead.
Sunglasses cost $5
Just the type of balls and certainty you have to say that to somebody after they just sitting there like that tickled. Like you're already dead. Like no, you tickled me. No, dude, you tickled. Then your head explode.
Right.
Your head explode.
Holes pop all up in your chest. Stuff like you just touched me with your fingertip, dude. Like,
That's a tough way to go, man. I never want to go out like that, man. You don't talk to me like that for one, and two, the fuck you do to me, man. I got some questions to ask before I die. Like, how you do this shit?
You don't have no time to ask, or your brain
Right.
exploded.
Fuck
You gotta ask him from the afterlife. Like, damn, that motherfucker, I'm about to haunt this motherfucker right here.
do this.
I'm gonna ruin his life forever.
Yeah. So, any other toys to mention, Chance,
let's
that you wanted to bring up?
oh yeah, Mondo is bringing up animated, accurate renditions of the real Ghostbusters.
Okay.
So they're not they're not only doing the the core four, but they're also doing some of the memorable villains. I forgot the one guy who had the pumpkin head. He had like the dark robe. They're doing a figure of him. They're
Wow.
also doing a figure of I want to say, remember the episode where it was like the demon that was kind of like possessing folks left or right, like he possessed like a tiki thing at first, then possessed Peter, and it was like doing this crazy laugh, like that character. So they're doing some anime accurate figures. Mondo is doing on that, and then you also got on one of the biggest crossovers that we've always dreamed of, but it's finally coming to fruition in 2025. Possible Masters of the Universe and Thundercats crossover.
Oh,
Big.
word.
The toys or
No, the toys.
oh really? They did. Okay, they did. This year was
They,
Master
they,
vs.
they
Turtles. Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So
I'm
you know
intrigued.
they're doing all these crossovers, and oh yeah, and back on the Transformer side, one more thing, we got a Transformers Knight Rider crossover.
Yeah, I did see that.
It lights up.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, it lights up.
Yeah.
And they showed the figure. Yeah, it lights up.
Oh
So,
man.
boys are wild, man. And from the variation of it, if you like characters like Jazz, Blue Streak, or Prowl, etc., that's what he's in the frame of.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring it
Nice.
up real quick.
I wish
Yeah,
I
here
had
it
bought the Ecto One
I just
Transformer.
had it.
I really wish I had bought that.
Got it.
What,
I,
ball? What?
the Ecto One Transformer, the Ghostbusters Transformers
Oh,
franchise.
yeah.
I wish I had gotten that just to have on the shelf. Like I know I'm not a huge toy collector, but I just wanted that. Like because that was two parts of my childhood in one.
Right.
Right.
Top Gun
Yeah,
one
that's dope.
sucks.
I mean, I just want it for the novelty. I could care less if how good of a transformer it actually
No, the
is.
Top Gun ones don't look good, but the other crossovers are better. Yeah.
I just want the car. I just want Ecto One as a transformer.
Word.
And the DeLorean. Like I would like the Back to the Future DeLorean as a transformer as well.
Oh, Gigawatt.
Ah, there is one. Okay,
Yeah,
well yeah,
there's
I
yeah.
want Gigawatt.
Yeah.
That's the one I want.
Corey
want
know
that.
him all.
Don't he? The one with the stripes.
Yeah.
Mach 7. Like
Right.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, man. So check out y'all having G.I. Joe, there's the Rattler, that's the HasLab right now. I'm looking for that the Cobra Commander when he's a snake form. That's going out in pre-order pretty soon. Yeah, from G.I. Joe the movie. So I'm looking out for that.
I'm still just waiting on my Nemesis of course.
I already got Violent Ken and Player 2 Cammy coming from Jada Toys from the SDC pre-order. So I got that cooking, and yeah, it's a lot. So just pay attention to what's going on, because this is the season for all these announcements to drop before the fall hits. So you get your wallet tight, get your wallet adjusted, because all this is just announcing shit for you to spend money. So it is what it is. So moving forward, there's also tons of other announcements that happen at SDCC. Hall H news, man. So let's get into some of the talks. Since Corey, you're excited about Transformers. I know you excited for this Transformers 1. Maybe you want to expound on this new trailer that dropped. And I'll be honest with you, I saw it. I still think it's kiddie-ish, but it's some level to it. You know what I mean? It's some. If I was going to see this movie, I could see that they put some shit in for Transformer fans as well. So how you feel about Corey?
Let's get into it. I was like the first trailer I saw it. I was more trepidation towards it. So first I was like, I hope it's good. Number one. Then when I saw the trailer, I almost feel like it was almost like Super Mario Brothers. That was kind of my vibe that I got. I wasn't sure I was going to dig that or not. This trailer has changed my mind. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm used to. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, now I'm convinced. Before I wasn't. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I've seen other Transformers properties have done the lighthearted stuff, and it does work in a good mix. This is the mix I'm looking for, and I'm more convinced for this movie. And I follow other Transformers YouTubers and other people that do content for it. Some of them have seen it and have got a lot of positive views from it. Again, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, I am more convinced. Check it out at your own leisure. I'm giving it my thumbs up to say, hey, I think it's worth giving it a shot. I know it's some lighthearted to it, but I saw from the second trailer more seriousness of what I was looking for.
Okay. I seen a little bit of that too, but I don't know. I still don't vibe with Prime and Megatron being friends.
I had that
Um,
problem too. Actually,
I'm not
that's
with
not
that.
new. Yeah, I
I'm
don't get
not with that. I'm with Megatron being
We're
Megatron and the
buddies.
Right.
revolutionary. You know what I mean? Like that's my dude. You know what I mean? That's where I know him from. I'm going to keep that to my heart. And I see some of the actors out there at SDCC too, and they really trying their best to, yeah, man. They got Transformers, I love Soundwave, and all this. It was like, all right, you ain't got to sell me that. We all watch the show, all right.
Right.
It's not you that I'm concerned about, it's the writers. But I mean, it's like what Corey said. If you take something from it, then it is what it is. I'm a G1 fan. I'm a Transformers the movie, Optimus Prime era. I stopped watching, you know what I mean? Just because I just felt like material is there. But hey, you get your perks, you get your all Transformer movie with no humans. You know what I
Right.
mean? You get your I don't know what else to say.
you get your action. I think what most of us fans we all can agree on. We want these characters to be taken seriously.
I don't think so. I don't think
I,
there
I
will
mean,
be
like
taken
taken care of
seriously.
compared to like what Bayverse did. They did what they wanted to do, and they weren't taken care of very well. That's my one gripe about Earthspark. I'm like you. I'm not into Optimus and Megatron being friends. They're kind of allies in the new show. I kind of don't dig how they do that. It's different. I'll give him that. That's not kind of not my vibe. This one, I'll give it a shot. It's not my vibe either, but at least take care of the characters and the stories and halfway take it seriously and don't do whatever the fuck and like you did with previous stuffs and they end up being really bad. And Chauncey can also vibe off what I'm talking about with Bayverse stuff. So at least I believe this film will at least take care of those characters and do them somewhat some justice. That's just
All,
my
all I gotta say is I'll just wait till streaming if I'm interested.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. If you haven't seen stuff I've seen, I can understand.
Relegated to the stream.
Shit. Put that on the stream. So yeah, I agree with Chauncey. That shit come on stream. Give it a little watching. Yeah, if you got kids, take your kids, and then you see
Right.
it, and then you know what I mean. Then that'll be excuse to get that out the way. But other than that, to me, streamer, a little kitty, and with a little adult stuff in there for the regular fans. But I'm straight. So
Right.
anyway, another announcement. What the Hall H was the boys. They announced that they're doing a prequel series called Vault Rising. It's going to star Soldier Boy and Storm. What's her
Stormfront.
name? Storm Chaser.
Right.
Stormfront.
Stormfront.
Stormfront. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be have both of those characters in there, and it's going to be pretty much the starting of Vault.
Yep.
Starting the Vault, and the original seven and how that go down. If it's gonna be like that animated shit that was on the boys in that season, then we in for a horrible, terrible ride, man. Another horrible ride, man. Cause
As
god
if
damn,
season 4 didn't do that already.
Right.
yeah, man, this is shit. So, yeah, I'm ready for it. I'm all ready for it. And the boys, the last season is going to be the fifth season, so they're going to have create these other shows to keep the story going and keep the show going. So Gen V, Vault Rising, I think
Oh,
I'm down for it. I'm
yeah.
down for it.
Yeah, they do a good job. I'm down for it too. Because like I'm curious how Stormfront got started and yeah, and all that stuff went down.
Super Nazi.
Yeah.
Right. All
So
season.
also mentioned was the DC logo. James Gunn announced he didn't announce too much. Did he announce any film stuff?
The Creature Commandos for HBO.
Oh yes, Creature Commandos trailer did drop.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So that did drop, and I fuck with it. It look cool. It's all I could say. That's coming out. I know that Batman probably is not related, but that Batman's coming out on Amazon as well.
A few weeks,
But,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
in a few weeks
weeks now.
actually. Yeah. So I'm going to check that out. It's James Gunn, first installment to this new DC world, and it's going to have Amanda Waller, and I think y'all know more. I don't know too much about
I think Sean could probably inform me more about all the Rick Flag stuff and the DC
I
stuff.
mean, right now DC is leaning heavily on Amanda Waller and Suicide Squad, and
I see.
they are the event of the summer, absolute power. Um, it's
Oh, that's what that's about. It's about
Yeah.
her.
yes,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
yes, it's about her. She makes her move. Man, does she make her move? Oh man.
I want to read it.
Eh, she made a move. And everybody's down. Everybody's down. You know which one she couldn't catch.
Of course.
Batman.
You know who she couldn't catch.
Batman. That's Batman.
Batman.
Batman
couldn't
could be
catch.
sprawls. You know what to do at night.
Hey,
Batman.
what, you
But
want who?
but everybody but Bat, and I think Barry is still out there.
Nice.
You ain't catch
I think Barry's still running, but
Nice.
but Clark, Diane, they did Diana bogus. I ain't gonna say what they did, but Clark.
I gotta read
Di-
it.
but
I gotta read it.
but I will say this. All I can say is you can tell when you read this that this situation is not you can't maintain this.
Oh
The
wow.
status quo that she is setting
Hmm.
cannot be maintained because the minute Darkseid come a calling,
It's a wrap.
who's stepping up?
Weasel.
Who's stepping up?
What do you mean?
Batman.
Who's stepping up? Shouldn't
stepping
they
up?
all step up then? What do you
Now
mean?
she
Ain't
done
been
took
no
them all off the
powerhouse,
board. She took them off the
Huh?
board. Wonder Woman captured, depowered. Superman captured, depowered. So
Oh,
her plan is to depower and get rid of any superhero that does not bend the knee to the Suicide Squad.
that's a setup for the worst.
Big
That
time.
She must die then.
like she
Mhm.
she she has even found out that there is another manipulative emotional spectrum out there on the green amongst the rings that
Wait,
she's going
what?
to tap into. Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Whoa.
What's that? Jealousy?
It hasn't really fully been clarified yet. Which emotion she will be
Aggravation? I don't know.
be tapping into, but what she wants, her goal is unattainable in the universe that exists as it is, because she has a thing against superheroes running unchecked, and I get that. Like, it's a lot of damage, a lot of property damage. I get it.
Yeah.
I 100% understand that standpoint. As a regular person, I would be scared of them too. Like, 100%. I do not. I understand that. But if I lived in a universe where Darkseid comes a calling every few months or every other year,
The other year.
I want Superman in the air. I want him up there in the air. Like, hey, you go do that.
Right. Handle that, homie. Handle
That's-
that, sir.
You
Clark,
go do
all
Right.
the
that.
boys and the girls, do your job, man.
Right.
You handle that
Instead,
for us.
she wants a heavily regulated system where any superhero that's active answers to her. She even found a way to depower the Spectre. You know how hard that
Whoa.
is?
Whoa.
So wait a minute. So if all the heroes are depowered, then who's rolling with her?
Whoever,
Right.
like a bunch of people who just want to keep their powers and freedom. It's fear. She's ruling through fear.
Oh,
You know,
hell.
So if Darkseid
Something coming
comes,
out
she
for
know
him.
that's not a logical thing to hold Superman and all the A-listers down. Like, why would she do that? Well,
Because-
anyway, I'm gonna get into the book and I'll tell y'all why she did that, because I got tons of questions now. DC finally got something cooking. All right, so it's a
know,
good
right?
year. Good
They
year,
cook,
man.
they be cooking. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, DC. So let's just get into the Marvel talk. Let's get into the Marvel talk, man. What y'all I ain't gonna bring you. What y'all want to talk about, man? What y'all want to talk
Man,
about? Cap 4, Thunderbolts, or just the big news? You want to get to the big wabammy?
Let's kick off with Cap 4.
Okay, cool.
We
cool.
had the cast come out. For stars is now finally officially mentioned that Mr. Giancarlo Esposito, one of my favorite actors, is not, I repeat, not G.W. Bridge. Instead, he is
So all you like Amber said,
All
all you
you
professional
GW Bridge fans out there,
researchers that
I'm
got it
sorry.
from viable sources that was saying it was GW Bridge and was so confident about it. Woo! Y'all was killing me with that bullshit. It ain't him. It ain't that. Y'all
so
got it.
instead,
I'm very happy to hear that. I'm glad that that rumor was wrong.
Yeah.
But I still don't agree with the role they gave him.
So
he is the
who
leader
is
of the suicide. I'm sorry, the
Serpent
Serpent Society, Sidewinder.
all right. So you're not a fan of the Serpent Society, Sean? Can you break
I,
down
I
why?
they're
Yeah,
just they are just as run of the mill late 70s 80s villain as it gets. Um I kind of feel like unless they're and which they may do, there is a history of Marvel taking C-list and D-list character heroes and villains and stepping them up. But I just have no like I'm just not like Giancarlo Esposito playing Sidewinder. I'm glad he has this gig. I would like him in a actor of his caliber in a higher profile role, but he
I
saw
agree.
this gig, he liked it. There has to be something about it, right? I'm just not excited because I'm like, Sidewinder. When I think of like Captain America villains that I want to see on screen, Sidewinder has never made the list. Ever. So I'm just kind of like, eh. I mean, so this is their chance to do something with the character, make it unique, make it better. Um, I just still think they're not giving a decent character. Like it, they can kill him off in this movie, and it would be just as forgettable as the character is in the comics. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
it's like unless they're going to set this up and make the Serpent Society a Marvel wide problem and make it bigger than it. Like other than that, they're just this movie's colorful villain.
right.
So I hope they do it better. I
Well,
hope they make it better. I hope they make it better than they are in the comics.
Yeah,
well,
I agree. I feel like they I don't know, man. Giancarlo is a good actor, man, and I just hope he do
underrated
his best,
OC.
and I
Yeah,
hope they wrote his character to for him to, you know, use those chops, man. Don't waste
yeah.
his dude. Don't waste his dude time, because yeah, Sidewinder, like you said, Sean. I listened to it. I was like, Sidewinder, man, man, who? It's like the Snoop meme and shit. Who? Who? So
Or
I
like
was
how
Who?
Simon Hunter was on Guardians.
Who?
Right.
like, so yeah, but they do wonders sometimes with their sea level villains and heroes and stuff. So we'll just see. I'll put it on Carlo, you know what I mean, and see what
Yeah,
he gonna cook.
I'm
You
hoping that
know,
he invigorates this character. I'm really hoping that they will make the Serpent Society into something bigger and better, and then that way maybe that bigger and better will translate to the comics, a la Blade, because
mm-hmm.
Blade is one of those things where the
Right.
movie version far better than the comic version, and they made the comic version to match the movie version currently.
I agree.
Um, so and maybe they could do that because it's I get how you could use the concept of the Serpent Society, but it needs a fresh coat of revamp. I can't even say paint. It needs a hello retconningly here. Just
Like Blade had it.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that Cap 4, of course, Harrison Ford came out hulking out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Playing to the crowd, being
Yeah, playing to the crowd.
right.
Yeah, getting them geeked and stuff. And yeah, that's in February. So I'm kind of done with trailers. I'm just going to wait to February. So it is what it is. So that announcement, the Thunderbolts came out. And what's his name? Dan Harmon. What is that? No, that's dude from Rick and Morty. What's that actor name?
uh,
David Harbour, Red
There,
Guard.
David Harbour. Excuse me.
red Guardian.
Yeah, he came out dressed as Red Guardian
Oh,
and,
he
and
did.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
did.
he was getting the crowd hype.
Yeah.
All the cast was there. Everyone showed up for the Thunderbolts, and they talked about that for a minute. The Fantastic Four actually came out too. The first title called The First Steps. And they showed a little footage. They showed some footage. It leaked online. I ain't gonna put it out on here, but it did leak online, and I saw some of it. And they're just suiting up, putting on their stuff about to go out of space, their astronaut gear. I had them at this panel in silhouettes. You can see the silhouette of the thing. Of course, Mr. Fantastic, he was in conducting class and stuff, looking like real nerdy and studious and stuff like that. And worried about Pedro Pascal playing the role. See him, he look nerdy and nerdy and studious and stuff like that. I don't really have a problem with it so far, but I just want to see the stretchy shit. If it look too crazy, I'm gonna I'm gonna laugh my ass off. But yeah, so far so good. They didn't show too much of anything, and I ain't even supposed to see that. So it is what it is. So Fantastic Four, and then they did a big announcement, right? They did.
Yeah, they
Feige
did.
came out and said that he bringing back the boys. He getting the band back he getting the band back together again fully. Shit, he ain't playing.
The brothers Russo.
The Russo brothers is coming back, and it was a rumor that they was going to come back and handle the Avengers movie. This was a rumor a long time ago, actually, but it's finally official. They came out on stage, and the crowd went crazy, and I went crazy. I'm kind of happy that the Russos is coming back to handle this type of movie with the magnitude that is in, and they got some catching up to do, really, man. So that's the news, and then there was more news than that. That's small news. That ain't even the big news. The big news is the Russos is doing the Avengers. It's Avengers Secret Wars, but the movie before that is going to be Doomsday. And this is going to introduce the villain Doctor Doom. They're not using Kang. They're moving forward from that, and they got it together, and they're going to bring forth Doom. And guess who's playing Doom? Well, if you're on the internet, I don't think you have to guess at all. You kind of know, right? You kind of know.
TV's Eric Roberts.
Oh, well, take that for 500, Chuck.
Terrence Howard. Hey,
Terrence Howard, yeah, that's another good. Hey, man,
Dr. Doom, man. I'm Doom, man.
I'm Black Man. I'll be Iron Man.
That
I'm Iron Man
too. You got to have that in the whole night.
But no, Robert Downey Jr. is cast to play. Well, they said Victor Von Doom, and man, he came out with the green suit, took off the mask. The crowd went crazy, but everyone else is kind of split, man, and I'm kind of on the split side too. I'm not really too excited. My personal opinion, when I saw it, it looked kind of jarring to me, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I wasn't excited. I was kind of confused. I'm trying to see which version of Doctor Doom or Victor Von they're talking about, because it's very rare where you have a movie franchise of this magnitude. You have an actor of that magnitude to play a role of great magnitude, to die of great magnitude, and then just bring them back for the next few phases. It's only just been a phase and a half of him gone, and boom, he's going to play either a different role or just going to continue with the role lineage of what he left behind. So I don't know. I was kind of confused. So I felt, and I still feel a certain way about it. I had conversations with Ambi, Sean, even Risky called me. We talked about it, and they gave me their little versions of it, which made sense. But I still feel a certain way. So how y'all feel about it?
So I'll give what everybody's saying and feeling about this split decision, because you're not the only one. I've seen, accidentally seeing stuff about people nitpicking about the whole thing, or RDJ's 5'8" and he supposed to be 6'2", and then I've heard stuff about how that Marvel and MCU is really reaching by bringing Robert Downey Jr. back. I look at it this way. I look at it as under two things. One, how do we know this is going to be just him being Victor Von Doom? What if he's a variant of Tony Stark that is mind controlled or possessed by Victor Von Doom, because in books, and Sean can attest to this also, in the books it has happened where there's been a situation where Tony Stark has become Doctor Doom, or that Tony Stark has been possessed by Victor Von Doom in some way, shape, or form to, hey, he's Tony Stark on the outside, but inside he's Doom. So we could get this. And plus, with us, playing in the multiverse playground, we can get either one of these variations. And then, in addition to that, I feel like I get where people thinking that they're reaching, but at the same time, if we've seen how well the Russo brothers has cooked, as well as Feige, and with the magnitude of acting prowess that RDG has had for these past 4 decades that I've seen them do, I say let's see what the hell happened. I mean, yeah, it's taking a risk, it's taking a chance on doing something different this way, but you never may
I
know.
think there could be confusion of the audience, of the
I can
general
agree with
people.
that.
I think there's other Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor, but he's
Yeah.
not the only actor.
No,
Uh,
I get that.
I think just and skip Robert Downey Jr. I'm talking about Doctor Doom. I
Yeah,
want a proper Doctor Doom. I don't want anything tied with Tony Stark's. I think Doctor Doom is not a replaceable. It's not a
Exactly.
replacement killer. He's
right.
not a villain that you just throw into the mix and say, "Oh, this is Tony Stark's version, and he got his mind control." That's not Doctor Doom. I don't think that's smart for you to introduce Doctor Doom in that manner. That's what worries me. It's not about Robert Downey Jr. It's the choice of what they're doing and how they're going to present Doctor Doom. And I think he deserves as much respect as Captain America would, as Fantastic Four would, as Deadpool and Wolverine, as any hero or villain they put on screen and put some heart into. I think Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom, he's a fucking sorcerer supreme right now in the comic books right now, man.
Right, right.
Well,
Doctor Doom,
he's gonna be.
well, he's working on it.
He's
Yeah, I
working on
mean,
it.
you
Yeah,
know, he's
right.
working
He's
on
about
it.
he
He's
will
working on it.
at the end of Blood Hunt 5. At the end of Blood Hunt 5, that's when he should have it.
Right. So that's dope. So that's going to tie into some other stuff. I can't wait till that issue
Yeah,
come out.
Blood Hunt 5 is the kickoff to the one world under Doom.
That's
Mm.
dope. Okay, so cool. So yeah, shit like that, man. It's Doom, dude, and he always I want to see Doom, dude. I want to see Iron Fist Doom. I don't want to see Tony Stark's, and I don't want to see no remnants of him when it comes to Doom firsthand. We could go down the line to him and his relationship with Iron Man, because I see the parallelisms. I know that this
Yeah,
infamous Iron Man book. I am aware of all of that, but I think Doctor Doom himself, Victor Von Doom, deserves respect as his own self.
no,
Like,
I see.
even if this is true with the Iron Man reference and stuff like that, where the connection with the Fantastic Four? Like, that version don't go
Yeah,
woody woo for Sue and shit like that. We don't get to see the jealousy of Reed and all that shit when he show up. That be his kryptonite and shit. Like, nah, there's tons of elements of Doom that I want to see. I'm a villain guy. So
No,
this is my
okay.
favorite
Great.
villain, along with Megatron and Magneto and shit. And you gotta get it right, man. I want to see Iron Face right. I don't want to wait 10 years. Oh, that was just a variant. Now the real Doctor Doom coming. I don't want to wait 10 years for that. Stop playing with me. Just put it out
yeah.
now.
I mean, to me, the Fantastic Four movie, for me, was the place to introduce Doom. Even if just as Victor, fine. The first Fantastic Four movie, give me Victor Von. You even got to give me full Doom in that movie, but give me that Reed Victor thing.
Relationship.
Yeah, relationship, because it defined both of them. It is
Exactly.
a define like you
Similar to Charles and Magneto.
Right.
exactly right. They
Right.
are just as tied together as Charles and Magneto. That's 100%. how it is, and
Beans
that
and rice.
yeah, and that bond means something to both men. It forged them on the paths that made them into Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom. To me, without the Reed college interaction, or however they want to frame it, without that early pre-code name interaction, both characters lose a lot of value.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Mm,
I get what you're saying now.
mm.
But both characters lose
And
a
I can
lot of
see if
value.
this is a revamp, but these characters been out already, and you just redoing it and stuff. It's like, all right, you could do different variations, but hey, man, y'all took very particular care with the Avengers. I think you should do so with the first family of Marvel.
I agree.
And
Exactly.
I think they're kind of more important than the Avengers actually, because they set up a lot of more scale moving forward. Since he's not coming back as Iron Man, Reed Richards is going to be your smart man on deck. You know what I mean? Depending on what Strange do, Strange ain't really for all the team anyway. He do his own shit, so he
Right.
will be the smart man on deck. So you got to do him right, and I think he need an opponent that's also the smart man on deck, which is Doom. And hey, man, I see why people are. I see why people is upset. I see both sides. So Corey, did you speak on it?
No, I have not.
Well, how you feel about it?
Well, Mr. Green's our interpretation. I am excited, but like I said before, I agree with both you and Sean. And it's piggyback what I said earlier about taking care of these characters and taking them seriously. I totally agree. Dr. Doom is a very important villain. The one issue I do have with Marvel, they've had it for a few films, is their one and done villains, the villains to be taken care of. Dr. Doom is a very important villain. In my mind, he is the Darth Vader of the Marvel Universe.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree.
And he should be taken care of very well. He should be a reoccurring villain. I don't think he should even be killed off.
Oh,
And
definitely.
most definitely.
No, we ain't talking all that with
I know,
Doom.
but
No,
I'm getting there. Yeah,
no.
I know, but hear me out. Because that's how they treat other villains in films. Well, Thanos was there for a while, and he was there for a while. Then they killed him. I'm saying Doom should be a threat, always be a threat, and be there, and not be there for one film or two, and he's gone. He should always be a looming threat and be dealt with and handled
so
properly.
so is
Uh,
Deadpool right? Is Deadpool right?
about what
Like these motherfuckers gonna be doing this shit for 90 years?
he might be.
100 years, Morty. Me and
Yeah,
you, Morty. 100
right.
years.
And
100 years, Morty.
right, to piggyback what Sean said, I totally agree. The most important part of Doom in general and Reed Richards is their rivalry. I think that needs to be there. If that's not there, if you have a good idea, you better convince me.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the core value stuff of Doom needs to be there. On top of you have a great actor there, which is shocking that you got Jada come back. I'm cool with it because him and Russo's are back. What do you guys do? I'm open to see what you do, but I do agree the core stuff needs to be there. Unless you have a really damn good idea, and if it is, you better convince me. But I'm
Yeah.
like Sean and yourself, the core needs to be there.
The core
with
needs, it should be there.
the
Go
the
ahead,
ax
Sean.
the accident in
Yeah, the
college
accident.
is the
Okay.
define is a Doom defining moment. Looking at his equation on the wall, or looking at his work, and Reed saying, this is not correct. Your
I know
math
what I'm doing. Blah, 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 blah,
you're not your math is wrong here. And Doom pretty much saying, who are you to correct my math? Get out of
blah.
here.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm the
get out of
here I am.
get out of and that moment when Doom experiments on himself and doesn't correct the math and then blames Reed at
Read
that
that
moment,
changed everything.
it changes a lot for him. And I don't think, like, can you give him the accident without Reed? Of course you can, but it loses its punch. Like, if you wanted to land with long term Fantastic Four and Marvel fans, it's got to have that punch. It's got to be that whole, this rivalry started in college, escalated through each one of their achievements on different ways. Doom wandered the mountains, Reed went to space. Like, it was
Yeah.
it like, you gotta to me, those are just too core to those two characters, to that once you take it away, it loses its kind of loses its zest.
I think it needs to be there. The new film is in another universe in the '60s. I don't know if Doom is in it or not, but even still, whatever they do, I'm like you, Sean. That core stuff needs to be there for him.
I heard Mole Man and Galactus is going to be in Fantastic Four.
Which I'm okay with that as first villains if you give me Doom as a growing understory. Like even if they choose to set Doom back a few years, let's say Reed has kind of catapulted ahead of him just a little bit, and we see in the subplot of FF the things that make Doom become Doom. That is 5 minutes of screen time that would satisfy so many Doctor Doom. That would have people on your nuts for the next. It would have people
I
on their
agree.
nuts for the next one. Even if you don't give us Doom in mass, give us Victor Von Doom.
Right.
Give us that path to him becoming Doctor Doom, even if it's just a 5 minute side note in this Fantastic Four movie. Because I get it, you want to catapult Reed ahead a few years because Reed stayed in college, he didn't get kicked out, so of course his career starts before Doctor Doom's in a way. You know what I
Or
mean? But you
Victor's just
still do
understudy.
Doom.
Mhm.
You still have him going to the mountains, going back to Latveria to claim his birthright and discover himself and do his mad science shit. Because was a mad scientist way before he went public. He's just in
Right.
the castle, chipping away, making shit. A lot of people don't know when Doom first showed up. It was in a dirigible that had uh clouds outside of it, so it can look like a cloud as he floated over New York and then began broadcasting to every channel like, I am Dr. Doom.
And I want a
Wow.
scene where he does rap snitches and Luke Cage comes to his house to get his $20.
Luke Cage sold a fantastic car to go get that $200. No, it was $50, but it was less than that. It was like a small amount of money.
It was like 200. It was 200
Okay,
bucks. It was
200,
200.
but
It was
but
200.
okay, just airfare to Europe is more than $200, even in the 70s. You know what I'm saying?
That went over there for 200 bucks. But yeah, and those
He
are the
committed
type
a
of
felony
things,
for
those
two
are the
hundred
type of
dollars.
things I want, man. I want those connections with him and other characters. It's more about Fantastic Four too. This dude was a guardian of the galaxy for one time. You know what I mean? Like Doom really worked with a lot. You know what I mean? So I
You
don't
tell us
know, Robert
supposed to
Downey
be a
Jr.
fan.
Like, we gonna sign him up for the next 10 years to do this shit, or I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird, man. I know
I
he's a
get
great actor, and these Avengers movies gonna be amazing, but what else is gonna be? You know what I mean? Like, it's
I
no, I
more
just
than
get
that with
I,
them. So
I feel
I
they're
don't
gonna
know,
rob us of the authenticity of Victor a
and I
little
don't
bit,
want that,
and
man.
I
I
don't
don't want
want that.
that.
I don't want that. Like to
Because
me,
people was always saying there's a Tony Stark version of him. I get it. There was actually a version where him and Tony Stark instead of Reed Richards, and you know what I mean, all that stuff happened. He blamed Tony Starks and all that stuff.
right.
Um, there's a lineage with it, but I don't know. It's just the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing. He was Iron Man, and people say, well, he's gonna be scarred up and in the mask. You're probably not even gonna see him. Might be voiceover work. Eh,
no,
I don't think
no.
so.
Yeah,
I don't.
you had went hard on disagreeing with that. We had that earlier talk, so I didn't jump on the
Yeah,
back. But I want her.
yeah.
I was just like, no.